Okay, so now we're gonna do some more examples, but these are just a little more detail, or more goes into them. So if we have an equation that looks something like this, before we graph it using the slope-intercept form, I have to make sure that it looks like the slope-intercept form. So that means I'm gonna solve for my y. So if we look over here, I want to kick this 2x over to this other side and get rid of that 3. So first, let's focus on that 2x. So I'm going to take 2x and subtract it from both sides. And if you're a little confused as to why, I do have another video that goes over solving equations. So it might be helpful just to refresh your memory. Okay, so that's going to cancel. It's going to give me a 0. So my 3y is going to drop. And since I can't combine any like terms, they're just going to stay like that, and I'm just going to rewrite each of them. So now I need to divide by 3 to get my y by itself. So I'm going to divide each term by 3. And doing that will cancel out my 3's because 3 divided by 3 is 1. So that leaves me with y. And on the other side, this can't be simplified anymore, so that fraction is going to stay 2 over 3x. And 3 divided by 3 is 1. So I'm going to have negative 2 over 3x minus 1. So let's go ahead and plot that. So I'm going to start at my y-intercept, which is here at negative 1. And when I look at my slope, it's a negative slope. So I'm going to be rising 2 and running 3 in the opposite direction. So I'm going to rise 2 and run 3 in the negative direction. 1, 2, 3. And I'm just going to do it one more time. So rise 2 and run 3 in the negative direction. And let me go ahead and connect my dots. So one goes here and my last one. So once I draw my line, I can look at it and say, well, does it kind of match my equation that I have? Well, I know that this is a decreasing line, so that means it has a negative slope. And I look over here and it does have a negative slope. So now I'm going to go to my next example. Okay, so same thing, I want it to look like the slope-intercept form. So I just have to fix this negative 4x. So I'm gonna kick it over to the other side and add 4x to both sides of my equal sign. That will give me a 0 here, which will cancel out, and I'm just left with my y. On my right hand side, there are no terms that I can combine, so I'm just gonna rewrite them, 4x minus 1. So let's go ahead and solve that. I'm going to start with negative 1, which is my y-intercept. So I'm going to make a point right there. And my slope is 4. So in other words, that I can say that it's 4 over 1. So I'm going to rise 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And my slope is positive, so I'm going to run 1 in a positive direction. And my next point goes here. So again, I'm just going to do it one more time. So I'm going to rise 4, 1, 2, 3, whoops, and run 1 in the positive direction. So my next point goes here. So I'm just going to get my ruler and I'm going to draw my line. And again, looking at my line and looking at my slope is positive. So my line should be going in a positive direction, so it's an increasing line, and yes, it is.